Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into a fascinating case study of a 63-year-old individual who managed to turn an $800,000 nest egg into a monthly paycheck of $5,500. This is an incredibly interesting strategy, and I'm here to break it down for you. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the numbers. We're looking at a blended yield of around 8%, which is significantly higher than the 4.7% offered by the 10-year Treasury. This is a crucial point because it highlights the potential for higher returns, but it also comes with trade-offs. The key question is, how does this individual manage to generate such a substantial income from their portfolio? The answer lies in the three-ticker stack of SCHD, JEPI, and O. These are carefully selected ETFs and stocks that provide a balanced approach to generating income. Now, let's break down each tier and understand the math behind it. The conservative tier. This is where the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, SCHD, comes into play. At a 3.5% yield, it would require approximately $1,885,714 in capital to replace the desired $66,000 income. Moving to a 4% yield, the required capital drops to $1,650,000. SCHD's top positions include Qualcomm, Texas Instruments, and United Health, backed by well-known companies like Coca-Cola and Procter & Gamble. While it provides a solid foundation, the yield is relatively low, resulting in a modest annual income of around $28,000 from an $800,000 portfolio. The moderate tier. Here, we find the J.P. Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, JEPI, and Realty Income, O. At a 6% yield, the required capital is $1,100,000, and at 7%, it drops to $942,857. JEPI writes covered calls on a portfolio led by Broadcom, Ross Stores, Amazon, and Apple, with a low 0.4% net expense ratio. The monthly payouts can vary, but the premium income is real. Realty Income, on the other hand, yields 4.9% and has a remarkable streak of 670 consecutive monthly dividends. It's a stable and reliable source of income. The aggressive tier. This is where the magic happens. At an 8.25% yield, the math works out perfectly, requiring exactly $800,000 in capital to generate the desired $66,000 income. As the yield increases to 10%, the required capital drops to $660,000, and at 12%, it falls to $550,000. This tier involves more risk, as distributions can be cut, and principal erosion is a possibility. It's a trade-off between today's cash flow and tomorrow's growth. Now, here's the insight that many retirees might miss. A 3.5% yield growing at 8% annually will double the payout in about 9 years. In contrast, a flat 12% yield may not keep up with inflation and could even shrink over time. For instance, the $28,000 income from an $800,000 SCHD position could become $56,000 within a decade, all while the principal appreciates. This is a crucial consideration for retirees, especially with core PCE inflation rising. So what should you do next? First, evaluate your actual spending instead of using your salary as a benchmark. If your real expenses are closer to $55,000, the required capital at each tier will be lower, and the aggressive tier might not be necessary. Second, compare the total returns of these investments over the long term. SCHD's impressive 231% 10-year gain is significantly higher than JEPI's 94% and Realty Income's 54%. This highlights the power of dividend growth compounding. Lastly, consider the tax implications. The option premiums in JEPI are taxed as ordinary income, Realty Income distributions are treated as RIT ordinary income, and SCHD produces qualified dividends. In a taxable account near retirement, the after-tax yield gap between these investments can significantly impact your overall allocation. In conclusion, this case study showcases a clever strategy for generating a substantial monthly income from a substantial nest egg. It's a delicate balance between risk and reward, and it highlights the importance of understanding your financial goals and the trade-offs involved. Thanks for watching, and feel free to drop any questions or corrections in the comments.